Hi, my name is Catherine and I'm the founder of Kosewa. Of course, my journey to entrepreneurship has been quite an adventure. First started off with hair making to lashes, then ventured into furniture making, then eventually interior design till I started Kosewa in 2022. So here we're producing Muna's comb. It's a follow-up from our latest piece called Muna. This is an African-themed artwork, basically talking about the African hair and what is significant to us. It's been made from, this background is made from broomsticks. We've worked on many things, but we finally settled on broomsticks to give a simple but very attractive background. And here we've made a resin finished wooden afro comb, basically with fabric on the edges. We're still going to have light go around it, so we're just testing what it will look like with lighting by the time we're done. So this is our sign, and this is the brand name Kosewa. It's made from nails and thread, and Kosewa is actually a Togolese name. It means born on Sunday. So Miatogoto Ndogwenamilo. So yeah, that's what it means. And we had to, of course, we had to make our sign ourselves. We're craftsmen. So what really started Kosewa was an experience I had in Accra on a project we're working on. It was an interior design project. So naturally, I've always been skilled with my hands. Anything I find my hands can do, I just do it. Hence all the businesses I've done. And on the project, the artisans were being quite interesting, as would anyone in interior design would probably share the same experience. And one of the carpenters had run away with our furniture, and they were just being funny. So I got home that day and I said, you know what, this is a problem. And I can remember that I'm very good with my hands, like, you know, doing niche works, artworks, furniture, whatever it is, I can do it. So I said to myself, you know what, most interior designers, you know, have this problem with, you know, artisans delivering or doing things excellently, having to import a lot of things that we use. So I said, you know what, we can do this, and hopefully we can do it well. So that was what started, that was what birthed, you know, Kosewa as a brand. And yeah, we're here today and we're still on that journey. My parents are from Togo, so I'm actually Togolese and I'm Nigerian by birth. And I'd say Togolese people are natural artisans. If you'd go on any site, you probably find a Togolese tiler, painter, POP, and all of that. And I would say my Nigerian background as well helps me to, you know, express myself. Nigerians are very expressive, we're very loud, we can be very daring. So I'll say the mix of having the natural skill and the ability to express myself is something that really, you know, shows up in my work. So there's that mix, and I'm always inspired by anything and everything around me, from, you know, it could be something from the bin, it could be nature, it could be, you know, trying to make something new out of, you know, what no one wants. So I'd say in terms of my cultural background, it really directs a lot of my works. And yeah, I'll say it's also one thing that makes us stand out as a brand. So one major setback was not being able to continue with my university education after secondary school. But I'll say that experience caused me to find myself in a very interesting way. So because I couldn't go to university, I had to find other things to do. And eventually I found I was really good with my hands. So I started exploring that, trying different things. And one thing for me is that whatever I do, I can do so excellently. So having been able to overcome that journey, that was now the one of, personal belief, right? So one thing is, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will believe in the vision that you had. So I had to overcome that, actually understand my why for doing this business. Am I actually filling a market gap? Am I actually, solving a problem? Is this something the country needs? Is this something that would outlast me? Is this a business that would actually last? So, having to come into terms with that and believing myself, over time, other people started believing as well. Another thing is, having to source for materials, especially in Nigeria, it can be very draining. It's still a problem we have, and we're trying to overcome. Most times, or sometimes, you have to import these things, and when you import, it drastically increases your cost of, production. So what we've had to do to tackle that is actually look for materials around us and see what we can do, from clay to brooms to whatever is around us, to be honest. Another thing is, this is actually a male dominated industry, right? So when you go to certain places, people don't tend to take you seriously. You're being judged by your looks and all of that. But however, I've found that these are things you could use to your own advantage, really, because nobody sees you coming. So in terms of our success, I'll say that something that has really kept us in business is consistency. I found that with every great brand, consistency is very key, and grit. Right, so there are times where at the beginning stages, things weren't that stable. Not many people believed in the vision. Even I myself, I was still trying to, interpret what I was trying to build. There were financial constraints, because these projects can be very cost intensive, especially the fact that we have to do a number of samples to actually make one artwork. So it costs a lot. So yeah, there are issues with, there are issues, financial constraints and all of that. But having been consistent over the years and just going regardless, we found that, things begin to take shape. I personally believe that, time would always tell. Time would always, give its fruit. So there's seed time and there's harvest time. So, us being consistent in times where it felt like, nothing was happening, finally paid off. Then, we started getting clients, people getting to know the brand. I would say one huge success we've had is our brand awareness, people knowing the story, and I would say our customer loyalty as well. We found that, our customers we have a very good, feedback rate and a good word of mouth. So our customers actually speak about our brand to other people because they see the value. And one consistent comment we've always gotten is, whenever people come into my space, the first thing they come and touch is the artwork, which is something I would say it's very key for the brand. I like that, wherever any artwork is placed, is the first thing that draws one into the space. Our artworks, the works, whatever I do, they're very interactive. It pulls you immediately. You just want to, touch it. So because of that, our feedback has been great. Customer loyalty has been great. Brand awareness and positioning has been great. And we're still on that journey, and we believe that it's just the beginning. There's still more to be done. So this is another piece. This is called Breaking Forth. So every piece we make, there's an actual real story behind it. So this one basically speaks about being able to break forth from, setbacks, trauma, backgrounds and all of that, not being defined by your past basically. So this is actually a ball that is breaking through a glass, right? But it's burst forth in color. So basically you're breaking through, you know, these things that could inhibit you, but you're bursting forth with color. So it's been made from thread. So the thread is the canvas, then we use graffiti paint. Then, you know, if you look here, it's a resin finish and anyone could literally interact with it. We have hundreds of hooks here, which we accurately measured and drilled, and we had to, you know, hand dye each of these threads, and yeah, make sure that you can't really see where you join it, when it's being joined and whatnot, just to, you know, do things excellently. So one of our pieces called Bloom. So this are actually real scrap parts gotten from a broken down motorcycle. So we have the chains, basically renewed it, then sealed everything, you know, with resin. So we try as much as possible to, you know, see how we can use waste materials to also create artworks. I believe that we can make anything beautiful out of the things that are around us. So hence why it's called Bloom. And the story behind it is, you know, still being able to use our broken parts of childhood. These are things we typically, you know, people have experienced, that childhood trauma, you know, negative cycles, words or whatnot. So all of these things that could literally destroy someone, you know, we're still able to bring these things, renew ourselves and bloom out of it. Hence the use of a broken down motorcycle part, but making something beautiful out of it. So our experiences, our journeys in life, regardless of whether it's positive or negative, we can still make a beautiful story out of it. So I love to make sure that my works speak about hope. So I just want to encourage any woman out there, if you're setting out to do something, of course there will be challenges, but understanding your why and having your vision set in front of you is very key, especially in this industry. It's a very male dominated industry, but like I said, sometimes we can use our weaknesses, you know, to our own advantage. So because it's such a male dominated industry, we have more work on, you know, doing even more. But the thing is, we're not judged by our gender. Thankfully, we're judged by our works. So whatever we do, we have to do it well. We have to do it excellently. When people come in contact with your work, the first thing they see is the work before they see the person, you know, behind it. So I just want to encourage any woman out there, whatever you set out to do it diligently and excellently. Your work would always speak for you, regardless of what you do. I'm a firm believer in doing things well. Seed time and harvest time, eventually it will pay off. So happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. We are great and we will continue to do great things.